Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks for being here. Hope you're having an awesome day so far. I know that Mike and I are. Definitely are.
Gosh, so much so.
It is a weekday afternoon, and what have we done today, Mike?
We went to Disney Springs. We ate at BB Wolf. A full review coming about that, but spoiler alert, super good. And then we took the boat, relaxed, took that nice calm ride to French Quarter, where we are now. You can tell from the music around us, super good, and had, in my opinion, the best beignet I've ever had in my whole life.
Yes, so one of the big points here, just to let you all know, fill you in here, is, I mean, this is arguably one of the best desserts in all of Disney right here. One of the best, I would say it's competitive with that Num Num cookie, which is my favorite that I can remember. You know, one of the best desserts in all of Disney.
Bread pudding, I mean, it goes with the top, with the very top. Maybe it's because it's fresh, it just came out of the fryer, I mean, it's right there, like hot. I don't know what it was, but these beignets, best I've ever had in terms of beignets, and some of the best dessert at Disney.
Yes.
Just amazing.
You do want to get it hot. The heat definitely adds, I think, to that experience, as well as that caramel sauce.
Caramel sauce as well, you can see we've finished it all.
You gotta have all the caramel sauce.
Yes.
Yes. Fresh off the grill is the best time to have them too.
Yes, absolutely. You want them as hot as possible.
Yeah. So today and yesterday, we've had more relaxing days. We did go to Blizzard Beach.
Amazing.
Which was awesome.
I loved it.
But we went to Blizzard Beach, we spent some time at Animal Kingdom Lodge yesterday, and now today we went here and we spent some time at Disney Springs again at BB Wolf. How does it feel, Mike, instead of going to the parks for the last couple of days? You know, I know you want to go to those parks, you want to go and do stuff. How's it been feeling not doing all that stuff and just spending time in the resorts?
You know, I feel like, oh, there's a horse going by. I feel like we are discovering a whole new world here. And in a way, it has expanded my love of the magic to a new extreme. You know, I already am extremely passionate about the magic, you know this, but this has opened my eyes. This experience where it's, the parks are always going to be there, and the resorts will always be there too, and Disney Springs are always going to be there. Things change, of course, that's the nature of the world, but this has been unbelievable, and I look forward, you know, I look forward to the parks, don't get me wrong here, but I look forward to those no-park, resort, relaxed days. It's in a weird way, I wish, maybe you'll be able to describe it better, but we drove to Animal Kingdom Lodge, parked in the garage, went to the lounge at Sanaa, had some bread service, and looked at the animals. I mean, that is unbeatable. That is unbeatable, in my opinion. What do you think?
Completely agreed. And I think I've said this maybe a couple times, or maybe I haven't. Maybe I've just said it to you. But I think the resort hopping, right? Resort hopping. How often do you say resort hopping? Resort hopping is a huge piece of this, and to me is almost, at times, even more enjoyable than park time. Not to take away from park time.
Sure.
But the absolute relaxation of just being able to come and enjoy the resorts and just sit back and relax and see the resort at different times of night, see new decorations in different lobbies, or notice minor different details in Disney Springs, right? Like that Tinkerbell we saw today.
Right, on top of World of Disney.
Right. To me, it's those sorts of things that make this absolutely amazing. The parks are awesome, and it's great to have the parks, but it's just an infinite number of possibilities of just sitting back, relaxing, and enjoying the sights and what Disney has to offer. And you can do these things even if you didn't have an annual pass right now.
Right. And that's the weird part. That's where I feel like I've actually been missing out on a big part of Disney, even though I was like the resort hopper. Like I was hopping all over all the time. But I still feel like I missed out on a bunch. Just because I haven't had the opportunity to just really feel like there's zero rush.
Right.
There's no flight to catch. And that's the big difference. I'm not counting down till the flight.
Yep.
It's just here, and I love that feeling.
Yeah, to me that's exactly what it is. It's all about the relaxation, and the resorts and the springs really bring that to you, in that, sure, I mean, you hopped to the resorts and you walked and you saw a lot of what there was to see in the resorts, but how often do you spend time at a resort just sitting there for 3 hours, 4 hours, just being able to relax and enjoy everything there is to see, and sit in one spot and just watch the sun go down, or see different perspectives. How often would you get to do that if you were just on vacation? And how long would your vacation need to be in order to make that happen? Those are theoretical questions.
No, and would you feel like it's a waste, like you've wasted your time?
Right.
And you know, actually, now I have an interesting thought here. If you were, let's say, to move away, you know what? Even better. Let's say we were to go back to Disneyland. A two-part question. I got a two-part question. Go back to Disneyland. Would you take more time at the resorts? That's the first question. Knowing how we feel now. Second question, if we were to move away for a while, like say several years, and then we were to visit Disney World on vacation, would your pace have changed?
And we are back after another quick snack of beignets, thanks to some friends. Mike, you were asking me about two questions. One, if I were in LA and lived near LA, would I spend more time at the resorts? Or if I was visiting LA?
Visiting. Disneyland.
If I was visiting Disneyland, would I spend more time in the resorts? And then piece two is, if I moved away from here, would my approach to vacationing be different? So let me answer both of those questions. In terms of Disneyland, I feel like there's less to do in terms of hotels, in terms of Disney Springs, that sort of thing. But maybe you're right. Maybe I would be inclined to spend more time. The thing is, LA is still a vacation. You know, I still haven't had the time to do all the rides that I want to do. It's still such a short trip for me. So I think I still would rush through the parks, if you will, because I don't get to spend as much time there. In terms of Disney World, I think that if I were to move away, I think my approach would be very different.
Okay.
And it would be more relaxed because I did get to spend so much time here that I got to enjoy it all, soak it all in, and do everything, and get to experience that all in a large quantity. I think then I would be more relaxed visiting. However, if someone else I was with was going at a more fast pace, then I think I'd probably go with them on that as well. What do you think?
I agree with you. I really do in terms of Disney World and Disneyland. One small caveat to that. Let's say I was living in Orlando for 5 years, and then I decided to move away. I'm not sure why I would do that, but let's pretend for a second that's what happened. And I moved away, and I was away for 5 years. Just didn't get a chance to go back to Disney World for 5 years. Can't see that happening, ever, but again, hypothetical. In that situation, when I returned 5 years later, and I was just staying as a guest, I think I would be back into that go, go, go mode. But other than that super hypothetical, non-realistic scenario, I totally agree with what you're saying. It does change your dynamic for Walt Disney World because now we will have the time to relax and be here.
Right, that makes sense. It depends upon how much time you get to spend here and how long you've been away from it. And the same thing with the other park. I guess differently qualified depending upon how much there is to do. So if you were away longer here than LA, it would be similar because there's less to do in LA, maybe, than there is here. Great. Let's talk about the relaxation felt, or the atmosphere you felt. We've talked about the resorts and about the springs, but let's talk about the water park. How did you feel at the water park when compared to the regular park? And how did you feel at the water park when compared to the resorts and the springs and that sort of thing?
Water park was awesome, and we were actually rained out about, what, two and a half hours after we got there?
Yeah.
We had the opportunity to do some great rides, but we were rained out shortly after, and I think that rain out was a great thing for both of us, in a way, because it reminded us that this is our summer spot, or winter spot. It's warm enough, which it will likely almost throughout the year, I would say 90% of the time be warm enough for a water park. And that thought alone, even just leaving, was like, oh, this is great. Like, we had a nice little taste of Blizzard Beach. We're going to be back for full days in the future. And that thought is just what resonates with me most. And I'm super excited for the future at the water park.
Yes, definitely. I get that, and I feel that. I definitely found it to be a more relaxing experience at times. For me, I feel like it was so variable depending upon the ride. So when we went on the big slides, and even the Teamboat Springs, to me it almost felt like a regular park, versus when we were in the Lazy River. Again, to me, it felt like we were relaxing, super relaxed at a resort, that sort of thing. So I found that to be a very sort of strange dynamic and difference that you can get in the exact same place, just depending upon what you're doing.
I mean, those U tubes. And you know, it's that kind of little thing where it's like, I took the time to understand there's a different kind of tube that you can use in the Lazy River, and it changes the whole experience. Would I have known this if I had just rushed through the Lazy River one afternoon during the middle of a vacation where I'm trying to get out of there and get to Epcot that evening? I don't think so. And so that, it's a deeper dynamic. It's a very, very exciting deep dynamic.
Right. That makes sense. And I'm excited to try Typhoon Lagoon, which we've got right around the corner too.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole different experience, right? It seems like every adventure we go on, right? Every day, it's a little bit more relaxing. And I'm interested to see when we go to a new park,
Yes.
if you will, at Typhoon Lagoon, if we still have that same relaxed pace, or if we'll have to work our way into the relaxed pace since we haven't been to Typhoon Lagoon in such a long time. What do you think? What do you think?
I think we'll have a general relaxed pace.
Okay.
I think that, I mean, compared to any other resort kind of pace, I think it would be slower. That being said, I feel like even that first time will be quicker than the 30th time.
Right.
Just because it's the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll be vacation paced by any stretch of the imagination.
Right. I could see it being a lot like our current park pace, which is, it's a little quicker than I think you're envisioning.
Oh, yeah.
I can
Oh,
see
yeah.
us being like, this is our first time back. There's so much to see and do.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, you know, when we hit that lazy river, or as we continue to go on all the rides and just sort of get more relaxed, I think it'll then slow down for us pace-wise. But who knows? We'll have to see what the adventure holds.
Yes, no doubt.
That's what I'm excited for. So that is one of the few parks we haven't had a chance to do yet. What are you most excited for next? Seeing as we've had the opportunity to go to a lot of parks and we've had the opportunity to spend a lot of time at a lot of resorts. What are some of the highlights that you are looking forward to most?
You know, I love photography, so taking those pictures, you know, I really don't have the opportunity to kind of plan out a photo, you know, and that's, I love being able to think about it now where it's like, okay, I'm gonna designate this one evening to catching the sunset over the savannah at Kidani Village, because this time of year the sun is coming over right this angle, so those kind of photo opportunities, looking forward to that. Also looking forward to all the dining venues. We've spoken about this before, 400 and plus dining venues at Walt Disney World, and even today with BB Wolf, we tried the sampler. There are items in that menu we have not touched, you know, and that's a fun thought.
Yeah.
That's a fun thought, the idea of the restaurants in the future.
Yeah.
You?
I'm right there with you in terms of dining. Definitely for me, dining stands out as one of the things I'm most excited for. You know, I like to try all the new foods, and there's so many places. This was another piece of that same coin. It is dining, but it's also kind of new things. There's so many resorts even I've never been to. So I don't think I've been to the Pop Century or the All-Star Sports. A lot of those resorts, which I've seen you go to many times, I don't think I've ever even been to. So I'm excited to get to experience those, right? Try some of the dining at those, see some of the sights at some of those, and to be able to do it for my first time at such a slow, relaxed pace, right? Where there's no rush to get to the next thing. So to me, the resorts as well as the dining definitely stand out.
And the gondola to get there will be fun.
Oh, yes.
Skyliner.
Yes.
Up and coming.
Right. In terms of actual new things that are not available yet that I'm excited for, gondola is way, way up there for me.
Looks cool, right?
Definitely looks cool.
Yeah.
Seeing those go across. Food and wine for me, I've never done. You know I'm super excited for that as well.
Something far, far away in a galaxy.
Galaxy's Edge right around the corner. You got it.
But you've been. So actually, the fact that you've been to Galaxy's Edge before at Disneyland, and I've been too.
Yeah.
The fact that we've already been, does it change how you feel about Walt Disney World, knowing that it is almost the same? I'm saying almost the same because the pathways are a little bit larger, but almost the same.
I'm excited for it, and I don't think it changes how I feel about it. But maybe you're right in that maybe I'm a little bit more excited for like the gondolas, which I've never done, and I've never had the chance to experience. Or maybe I'm a little bit more excited for food and wine, which I've seen you do, which I haven't had the chance to experience, than I am for Star Wars. But I am gonna love Star Wars when it's around. I mean, I already know I'm going for that Ronto wrap.
Oh my gosh!
You know, I didn't try that third drink that you had when I wasn't there.
Sour Sarlacc.
Sour Sarlacc, so we gotta try that. I'm definitely excited for it.
Yeah, and we're gonna be like the master pilots of Millennium Falcon. Like we're gonna be like total masters at all the positions inside the Falcon.
Yeah.
We're gonna get really good at that really fast.
Definitely. Thanks for being a part of the fun, everyone. Looking forward to sharing many, many more fun adventures with you really soon. Until next time.
Have a magical day.
And game on. Thanks for being a part of it with us. See you soon. Thanks.